Hey, good morning, everybody. Yes, this is L to the B. I am here to give you another great morning session. I'm just playing, man. I'm in a good mood, okay? So I started taking some different supplements yesterday. You know me, I'm the supplement king. I try everything. I try to look for things that are going to help benefit my body, give me strength, energy, whatever. Just survive. I can survive with vitality and grow even better. You know, as you get older, that sarcopenia is a motherfucker, right? So you start to lose muscle, even brain declines. A lot of it, I think, is like the veins in the body or something along that vascularity, the vascularity of your body and the oxygen flow through the veins, all that starts to deplete as you go down. But it also is a little bit, I think, relatable or contingent upon what you're eating, the types of foods you're eating. So if you're getting foods like or starches or sugars all the time that are plaquing, or in my case, I was doing a lot of saturated foods, that tends to do plaquing too, and unfortunately, and mine was with fast food a lot of times. So it's like as long as it crossed the more the meat the category, then I was fine. But that's what I've been kind of juggling lately is that with every one of these diets that a lot of these people promote, they come with caveats. They're not as simple as what people make them out to be. Like, for example, if somebody says, oh, you're going to do carnivore, somebody sets out to do carnivore, they may start out very, very orthodox or strict to the diet, but then eventually they'll fade when they start to feel better because there's variance in there. They say, oh, well, I can have a little bit, like I can have a bun with my burger every now and then. And they'll pick other different things to kind of insert along with just not being 100% carnivore. Then people will feel funny on like the diets, like if they go completely 100%. They'll say, I'm just missing something. I got to have it. My body is craving this. So they'll abandon it. So the adherence factor for these diets really is low. So if I think that's what we have to take into account is that the the percentage of people that are going to actually adhere or listen and be faithful to their diet is going to be low. So, what are we really recommending? How can we help people with what they're currently doing? Does it have to hit the wall for them to change and make direction? And a lot of times I think it's like the rock bottom effect. You know, some people like an alcoholic, it's no different with foods, behavioral activity, people have to hit that threshold for them to change. It's because we're just creatures of habit. We enjoy the way we enjoy, even if it's to our detriment, even if we're not feeling great. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to offset a little bit of that, and I'm not doing the best, but here's what I can share with you. So, yesterday was a much better day for me in terms of energy, focus. I don't know. I think I had much more calories in my system, not as much protein, but I left a lot more of the any kind of animal or stuff like that protein out of the equation. And I did bread, which is like what this one guy eats every day. He's 50 some, I think he's like 57 years old or something like that. Looks amazing. Looks like he's in his late 30s. He's strong as an ox, you know, he's got his good fit body, ripped, fit and ripped, right? And he's shorter. You know, I can tell when people are shorter, their muscle is going to sit on them a lot better than somebody taller like me. But I also pay attention to what his health regimen is. So he's got a great health regimen. But when he listed what he eats in a day, it's crazy for a lot of people. Like he didn't think so, just talking to him about it. But he thinks everything he's doing is fine. But he has Pepperidge Farm oat bread. That's processed like crazy. But you know what? I was like, all right, check and put it on the list. It's also got wheat and gluten, so not everybody can eat that. He's consuming HMB and creatine. Well, some people don't have great kidney function, so it ain't like I can just chug that kind of stuff down daily all the time. Even though I've got HMB, and HMB seems to work fairly well in a short time frame. But I'm still on the fence about it because I think I start having still some issues. I haven't figured that one out. It's a little mystery. But HMB is good for offsetting muscle decline and the sarcopenia I was talking about. So a lot of older people, some people in their 90s looking amazing because they've taken HMB to offset those differences or those changes. So there's that, and I'm trying to remember something else that he uses, but I think he uses a lot of protein shakes. He's got a specific one that he likes to use. I think it's a little bit of marketing because I think he's associated with it. And so he takes that shake every morning, like 2 times in the morning. So he'll have one, drinks it over about an hour time frame because he doesn't like to feel full. I can relate. Feeling full is like I like full, but I don't want to be like unbearable full. And so that's what happened yesterday. I ate such it's like I ate a big bowl of food, and I don't ever eat like that. It had mackerel, it had brown rice, it had quinoa. Now this is processed, of course, because I like to have my little quick meals, like the little in the package, so it don't take long. So it was like 90 seconds. There goes that done. But the mackerel is fresh. And what else did I have? Green beans, and those were out of the can. So I put that all into a frying pan after I was done, cook it all up, and it was amazing. But I was super stuffed. I think I was stuffed halfway through because I had been consuming bread the entire day. And when I say I consumed bread the entire day, I don't make necessarily sandwiches like 2 slices of bread. I eat 1 slice. And what I might do with that 1 slice is, just basically like you would do back in the day if you're a kid, half it, that's your sandwich. So I will put I found something that tasted extremely good, maybe even fed my gut bacteria well. It just like woke up my body so good. And if you see me squirming around, it's because I don't know how to feel about this chair. I think it pinches off like it's not a great chair after all. Like I'm gonna have to return this. And it sucks. Because the only thing that really is beneficial right now is like these arm settings. Like they're the best. Because I can keep this here, my shoulders are relaxed, but then my legs are screwed. Like what the I can't believe these clowns can't figure this shit out. And if they do, they make the price of the chair through the roof. They don't have to. It's simple dynamics. I'm sorry, that was a rant for a second. I can't stand computer chairs. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. When I go in a store, if I start to look at, let's say I'm looking for computer chairs and I see other people looking for computer chairs, they're doing the exact same assessments. They're sitting in all of them. They're getting a little frustrated. And it's like, okay, this is an industry, but it's an industry that can easily be fixed. If somebody wants to take that idea and make it happen, it's easy, please. First of all, you want to make sure that you don't have this freaking front end of the chair higher than the back end. Because what it's going to do is offset everything. Your weight distribution is going to cook back, and it's going to pinch your hamstrings and all those nerves, and then it's going to eventually be a pain later, which is why you see me shifting around. The other thing you don't want to do, you don't want to have stationary arms. Like, your armrest should never be just like sitting there permanently because everybody's frames are different. Of course mine is. Of course, you want to make sure it's hydraulic and goes up and down. That's a common across all of them. But the ones I'm describing should be common too. And then there's also this cushioning effect, like where they just want you to like be like they want to. No, nobody needs you to cushion their little legs up into the seat. Whenever somebody is doing that, they're making this little. They're pressing against all the nerves. If somebody alleviates all these issues, you got a gym mind. You don't have to. You can do the pleather or whatever. That's what I've got. I've got pleather, bonded leather. Yeah, like, I mean, it didn't matter as long as it worked. But this ain't even working. So I'm back to the drawing board, and I don't like spending money for a freaking computer chair. It's only going to tear up in a matter of time. Anyways, I'm digressing. So getting back to the diet, I had all of that. So I was halfway full. I was full halfway through that meal. And I continued on. And so I'm just like, oh yeah, I didn't tell you the sandwiches I was making. So I was using guacamole because I want avocado. I feel like that's like I have a love-hate relationship with avocado because it makes me have boils, which is like the worst. Like I can deal with bumps, breakouts, fine. I don't care if that look kind of silly that way, which is rare. But a boil is like it's a thick lesion, right? That's not fun. So I'm back to doing some avocado, and I did that on the bread spread. And then I took this delicious cabbage and beetroot, kind of like a sauerkraut. Oh my God, is it out of this world delicious? I wish I would have bought it so long ago because I'm not a beet person. But with that combination, that I didn't care. And I put that on there and I just ate it. I try not to salt my foods now because I think that was kind of messing stuff up. And when I did that, I'm like in heaven. I'm like anxious to see how my body settles from this meal this morning because I had honey, banana, a little bit of bananas, and I made some egg with cinnamon and ran my bread through that to make some French toast. I don't believe in using milk. I mean, I know there's a lot of different options out there. I just use the egg. I don't need the milk. So I did all that. It was delicious. One slice. I don't go crazy. Some people have 3 and 4 slices. I used to do that. But not in this age. No, just the egg is fine. So I had that, egg, bread, cinnamon. But last night, I ate the rest of the food. And when I did, I was extremely stuffed. Like I was hurting a little bit. And then I decided I'm going to go have some ice cream that my lady makes because she's like the best baker, right? So then I have one of her little bitty trays of ice cream, which is small, but it's still a lot, right? And I ate it and it was delicious. It was so freaking good. I enjoyed it. It's like a cookie, like a birthday cake batter with the ice cream with sprinkles. I mean, like that's processed like a muffin. But it didn't matter. She made that sucker so good. And then I was sitting there miserable in the bed, waiting for my food to digest through. And it did. And when it did, I felt better. I was like, wow, okay, so it's just a function of time that my body, my stomach cleared this stuff. And this morning, the poop was perfect. I had great poop. It was no diarrhea. It was just nice. I didn't have to force, which I normally have to force, strain. Things were different. Things were really different. I've been a little bit gaseous, but not too much. So the only thing I have to go on is colostrum is good. What else? I think colostrum's going to be good. I'm doing a new liver supplement that my buddy at the gym recommended, and that might be okay. What was another? Oh, I took L-cysteine. So I've had some L-cysteine for about a couple of years. I was trying to do that to kind of get my lungs back. I've had all kinds of issues. And I always thought that, yeah, this helped with sinus and things like that. But I took it yesterday thinking, hoping that because L-cysteine and NA, I think it's N-cysteine or cysteine or whatever, acetylcysteine. That's like the free form of it. So this is what cysteine transforms into. They say the more safer route is what I have, but I really would like the other one because it's more easily absorbed. So I think you've heard of it called NAC. So a lot of people use that and they have extremely great benefits. I want to eventually get to that, but I'm going to take what I've already bought first. I'm tired of spending money. I'm silly with this. But I think something may have happened with it. So I have a lot of weird things in the equation, but I felt better. I actually was trying to do more and more workouts. Like I wanted to be more active than I did before. I'm like, yeah, I want to go work out again. I'm like, to the point that I got an injury. I had I think I overworked my biceps, not my biceps, but my forearms. So yeah, something went really well. I cleaned up the house. I organized stuff. I fixed some things that I've been trying to fix forever in my home. Spent a lot of time with my kid. We had a great time. And she's wanting to spend more time right now. It's like, yeah, daddy becomes the buddy. And I'm thinking about like whatever else is there like to talk about. So there's one guy that is a guru. His name is Bob, I think. And I would have to pull up his video. I'll see what the name of it's called. Because I'm going to finish up some of it so I can see what he's talking about. Okay. His name, no, it's not Bob, it's Tom. His name's Tom Campbell. Teaches techniques on escaping the simulation. That was the most recent video. It's got 37,000 views. This is what the...
We don't...
Give me 1 second. I'm actually just going to pull up the description. So it says an update, so he must have changed something here. So I'm going to read what the description is from the guy that interviewed him that says, Tom Campbell teaches practical techniques and insights that empower you to transcend the boundaries of your perceived reality. Learn how to leave this virtual reality and explore the realms beyond and discover how to navigate the virtual layers of existence. Subscribe to eye-opening discussions and guidance on unlocking the potential of consciousness. Now, of course, that's probably all AI written. Hit that notification bell, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter here. This Tom Campbell, which somebody, if they click on my video and they see me talking about him, they're going to think, oh, God, here goes LB talking about somebody else. Like, here's what I know, or at least I understand about the creator, is that someone who thinks or professes to believe that they have the answer to your life and existence does not really necessarily have it all worked out. I mean, like I'm saying, I don't think it's possible. And what are you saying? Like, it's not possible to have it all worked out? I'm in the space in between. Like, when everything is possible, then how can it be possible to have everything? It's a paradox. If that means, like, because again, if everything is possible, then how could you have possible? How could you have possibility? So why am I saying this? Why is it? It's a paradoxical statement, because if everything's possible, it's possible to not have possibility. So that's why I have to err on the side of caution when I'm making a lot of my statements, because they're paradoxically subject to being scrutinized. And now look at Tom Campbell's information, or at least what he has in this video about us growing, being here as part of growth, as part of the creator, and we're just extensions of the one. And I don't disagree. That's what I've come to understand on my own independent spiritual path, is that we're just aspects of the creator manifesting, and it's like we're a relay system. It's like the nerves, sensing, understanding, and filling it out. Actually, I even said that one of the things that was happening was that we are coming alive. And I don't know, I probably said this like a couple of years ago, but that what's happening is that the collective is starting to wake up in this part of the quadrant. So just like, let's say you've been resting like this for so long. Your body's still functioning. It's working. All the cell, all the atoms and everything is moving inside your body. All that stuff's happening. However, you're not conscious about the movement or the ability. So there's a lot of unconscious actions and things happening. But once you start to become conscious, you notice you move the finger and you move it back and you start to become aware. So that's the awakening. Well, imagine that on a grander landscape, a grander scale. We're looking at this in the sense of the creator at large. So we, or this whole plane and everything within it and all the little metrics that are compiled here in our reality, or what we call reality, is all awareness activating. So it's like it's a waking up in these areas. Like it's like having arthritis or having being tight, and then just like actually stretching and like going, I feel my hand now, I feel my fingertip, I feel this. And it's to that small level degree that this awareness is starting to take place on this side of the collective. It's a small, small fragment. Maybe it seems like a lot here on this when we're like at the tip and we think everything is the tip. It seems like a lot there, but on the grand scale, it's very small. And so that's what I think is happening. But I have nothing but speculation. I do not know. And I don't care about a lot of gurus that sit and write these books and then position themselves as the all-knowings. They are not the all-knowings. They can only give you what's been given to them. I mean, just think about it. All of the constructs, philosophies, theories, what have you, they've all come from nothing. And so what we have all comes from nothing. It isn't something we just magically derived and, we did, but it came from nothing. So it's all subject to fallacy. If I gave you a different prescription, a different program, you would be spouting that crap. You wouldn't have the same philosophies and everything else. You basically are an iteration of what you're given. And that's been from what we have placed on us, going, backward, and forward. If I came up with something, I wrote it down, and I told people to pass that along to the next generations, the next generations picked that up and kept passing it along until somebody else developed something else out of that. That's how this thing works. So what am I trying to get at in all this? To claim the knowing of something, like the all-knowing and understanding of something, it had to come from somewhere. It is like, you might come up with a few things, but you had to have some constructs in place first to put those things together. I don't see it just like magically happening overnight. If that was the case, you would already experience the caveman effect. Like you would have seen like a caveman was already evolved. But it doesn't happen that way. There's things that are brought in and then people keep broadening their understandings and imaginations on the subject. So that's the only thing I can come up with for why Tom is, speculating or saying the things that he's saying about existence. But I really caution people to be careful about people like him, Tony Parsons, because let me ask this question. Why invest in saying anything if you believe that it doesn't really matter? That was Tony Parsons. That was my position on him. Now, this guy, he might actually feel like he's wanting to participate, play a part of the game, and this is how he's rewarded. He feels like this is a part of his journey and growth. He actually prescribes to this reality and finds it tangible. And I have no disagreements there. In some ways, this is how he's paying it forward and growing himself. I think that's cool. But I don't necessarily... I don't like people looking at me like a guru. But I would definitely say to check the ego at the door and watch his ego. Because people... He may come up and have a great description or explanation about what his subject matter is. And maybe you're having some issues about your life, and he gives you the best reasoning that you could look for to explain why you're going through what you're going through. However, just because it all fits and it all makes sense doesn't make it true. Hopefully, it helps in making things better in your life. And that's the idea. But don't be surprised if you try all these different things and you're going down through the routes and it just didn't pan out. But something that I've always told my buddy, he's going through the worst of hell and all this stuff, and I kept telling him, you can't be mechanical about your experience. Everything has to be genuine. If you're going to be this actor, then it shouldn't matter that you're in Hollywood or not. If all you want is that essence, that's what I told him. I was like, it's all about the essence, man. You can go work for free and find out what that feels like and then take it abroad. Somebody's going to grab that and look at it and see the value in what you're professing or what you're giving. And they'll take it and move it around. But instead, he's like built his heart and soul around acting. Well, if you're an actor the entire time, and this is what Tom is alluding to in his stuff, is you're being disingenuous with your experience. And because of that, you don't make real growth. You're just playing a game. You're just pretending. And if like he said in his thing, if everybody could just pretend their lives away or pretend their experiences away, there'd be no reason for growing. Like everybody would be done, solved, the whole thing would be over with. And that's the whole point, is this genuinity. Now this is what scares me, is that he attached himself, my buddy attached himself to me, and I worry about him being in this vampiric state with me, because that's what happened. As soon as like I met him and I experienced my low, that's when he clamped on. But to what degree, and this is where you have to question your experiences with people, to what degree does he care for my well-being? Like, truly care for other, versus relishing in his attachment or his connection or his vampiric state with me and pretending to care. Like, that's the whole part that I'm like, when I'm at a distance from him, it's like, it's real. I can keep that shit real short, because I can't see any other value for why he would contact or want to talk with me. There's zero. And besides for him to just dump on me. And I'm not interested in that. I don't have time for it. I don't want to. You know, there'd be a time in my life maybe I can deal with it, but today, it's drowning. And I wish him luck, I wish him success, but maybe it has to come in the state of rough love. And it's like, I think he has a nice pureness to him, but it's like he's been damaged so much in the past, he doesn't trust the world. So it's like, and every time he does open up for trust, it's like he's always met with some kind of resistance. Here's what I would say is, how can Tom explain somebody's experience like his? That's what I'm curious about. Like, how would he help that individual? I don't know. Maybe he can't be helped. I haven't figured it out. But, folks, I'm wrapping things up. It's a long video, about 30 minutes. I need to get the movement. I don't like to be sitting that long. And I'll maybe just go back and eat me another sandwich here soon and get on with my day and whatever else. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful day. It's cooler outside. Can't wait. So you guys have a wonderful Sunday. You don't have to do anything. Take a break. That's what I'm planning on doing. And I will see you all on the next video. Peace.